Hi there guys, Harvey here, giving you my quick Palace review to the game that's just happened. Obviously Palace 2, Chelsea 3, the final score tonight, and it is absolutely gutting. Weirdly, we've lost, and as you can see, I'm not that disappointed. Obviously, another loss on the board isn't great, but it's so much better this week, or this fixture. Earlier in the week against Leicester, God, we were awful. You know, last week against Leicester, we were so poor, and it's just a complete yin-yang performance, this. Against Leicester, there was a complete lack of desire, lack of motivation, lack of willingness to try and get something out of the game. No movement up front, no movement in defence, trying to press and get the ball back. It was very static, very uninspiring, very boring. Complete opposite today. It was amazing to watch at times. Some of the ways we knocked the ball around the front three, in the midfield, the counter-attacks. We were still typical Palace and frustrating as always in certain areas of the pitch, giving the ball away easily, etc. But so much better this week. There's so much to be proud of, I think, with that performance. And I really hope that the fan base do get behind the team after a performance like that and try and put some of the bad performances that we've seen aside, just for now at least, until another one comes up, which inevitably it will at some point, because that is typical of Palace at the end of the day. But looking at the game itself, we're starting chronologically. So much to talk about. I'll try and get through as much as I can. Obviously, they go 1-0 up Chelsea early, and it is a goal that is so frustrating as a fan. You want to try and stay 0-0 as long as possible, of course, against the top four teams. And we were looking okay up to that point. Ball comes through to Willian. Cahill's tracking him. He pulls up, goes down with a hamstring. It looks like a pull. It could be worse than that, the way he was limping off the pitch, though. Willian continues to run despite that. Cuts the ball back, easy tapping for Giroud. And now some fans may be upset with that and say unsportsmanlike conduct or whatever, but honestly, we do the same thing in that scenario. I've got absolutely nothing against Chelsea for doing that, no problems whatsoever. Willian was well within his rights to carry on the run there. He's literally on the edge of our box. If it was back on the halfway line, maybe he would have kicked the ball out. It was just unfortunate, really one of those really unfortunate things. And from there, and I have to say, when he went off and Sacco came on, after the way Sacco played against Leicester in particular, was starting to worry a little bit. They obviously then go 2-0 up straight away, not Sacco's fault. And I don't think it's Joe Ward or Guaita's fault at all. Some people, again, might criticise Guaita's positioning there to be beaten at his near post, but it was an absolute rocket from Pulisic. It was such a pure, sweet strike. I really think any keeper would have struggled to keep that out. It was such a great effort. And then from then, at that point, you're thinking as a fan, after the weeks we've had, we're like, this could be 4 or 5. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a lot of fans with the Roy coming out of their shells a bit more, and you know, and I can understand why with some of the performances we've done since the restart. But you know, you're thinking the worst is the point I'm trying to make, and I'm not ripping apart some of the fans there. I genuinely think that in a scenario when you're 2-0 down after 10 or 15 minutes, it could be 4 or 5 come the end of the game, and you are thinking the worst in terms of everything. But the way the boys responded was really fantastic. As I said, after the way we played in recent weeks, to see that sort of comeback from the boys, and it all stems from an absolutely insane goal from Zaha. Has to be the goal of his career, hands down. Best finish I've ever seen him hit. Best goal he will ever score. Not the most important or significant. We know the goals against Brighton, the playoff semi-finals, is the moment of his career. And he scored some absolutely amazing goals since then, most of them against Brighton. But in terms of the actual finish and how good the strike is, nothing will come close to that for Zaha. It was his typical kind of swipe at the ball, but it was much more controlled, much more focused. Got it on the ball and just slightly off the ground as well. It was starting to bounce, and he just hit it like an absolute rocket. Nothing Kepa could have done. Probably Chelsea fans would be upset they couldn't keep it out. But again, like Pulisic, there's not so much you can do there when it's hit at that pace. And oh my God, what a strike. Arsenal fans watching, if they are watching, I think you picked the wrong winger. Pepe or Zaha. Maybe it was the wrong decision at the end of the day. But anyway, what a strike. What a strike. And from then on, that kick-started the rest of the game. We were winning the ball in high up the pitch. We were pressing really well. We were playing really quickly on the counter-attack. We were looking to play quick one-touch passing when we were getting into the opposition half. Everything about our performance from then on till the end of the game, really, was fantastic. So frustrating in the second half because we dominated the second half, in my opinion. We were by far the better team. And we looked like the team that were going to score, but typical Palace. If we can't finish up front, we were getting in great areas, and then the final ball, the final shot was wayward or blocked or just behind the man. Typical Palace again. I've said it a lot already, but typical Palace at the end of the day, and we couldn't score. When we probably should have. We probably should have taken advantage of the situation we had ourselves in, and we had the situation we put Chelsea in, putting them under real pressure. They got there, and Abraham comes off the bench and scores straight away from a counter-attack. And undeserved, in my opinion, but it's a great finish nonetheless. It was a great counter-attack, and it's what you got to watch out for. It was, in my preview, I thought that Chelsea on the counter are a really good side. They've been one of the best sides this season, in my opinion, at counter-attacking. Especially since the restart as well. And they showed it there with that goal. And we were starting to tire a bit because of the effort we were putting into the game. And unfortunately let it in. Then instant response. Lovely play from Wilf down the wing. And eventually it falls to Van Aanholt. Beats sliding challenge of Chris. And unfortunately let it in. Then instant response. Lovely play from Wilf down the wing. And eventually it falls to Van Aanholt, beats sliding challenge of Christensen, really poor defending, and it highlights the point again that Chelsea defensively are really off the pace, in my opinion. And lovely cut back. Benteke finally scores at home. It's been 2 years. I think the Leicester slip penalty that he scored was the last time he scored at home. Great to see him because he had a fantastic game, winning everything in the air. He just needed a goal to cap it off, and I'm really happy that he managed to get that goal. He's been really good today, and really good in general since the restart. So that's great to see as a Palace fan. And then we should have scored at the end. I don't know how Scott Dan's header stays out, hits the post, and straight off that Benteke 1-on-1, an amazing chance from Zuma, keeps it out. That's the flip side to Benteke. He is a bit slow in those areas where he thinks he's got time and he doesn't, and just get the shot off quickly, and it's too slow. And it was so frustrating to see that at the end because we deserved to get a point out of this. We definitely did. To say Chelsea deserved all 3 points, I think, is harsh on us for sure. And I know some Chelsea fans will say yes, but we scored 3 goals away from home in a London derby, effectively. And yeah, that's a valid point. But the first goal, I think, would have been cancelled out if Cahill didn't pull up. I think he would have defended that cross from Willian. And yeah, I think the way we were playing on another day, we probably would have got all 3 points, let alone a draw. And I think Chelsea were lucky in the end of the day to come away with a win. But it's a lot of positive signs there for us, a lot of positive signs. If we can play like that, and I say it all the time, if we can play like that every week, we would be easily be in a European spot. The problem is consistency, aging squad. We don't have the fresh legs to to last the 90 minutes, and we don't really have the players coming off the bench to continue that sort of level of play when we are on a really good day. So a lot of things to work on still, but really good positives going forward. Up the Palace, come on, let's finish strong. We can definitely beat Spurs or Man United. They're the 2 big teams we've got left. We can definitely beat one of those teams playing like that, and I really hope we do get a big scalp before the end of the season. But a really good performance today.